Good morning. Good morning. Thank you, Lord, for a new day to trade. This is not financial advice, educational purposes only. Let's get started. So I'm only taking one trade. This is one I have pulled up, BODI. Thanks for the call out, BG. If you're on it, good post in the Discord. Caught a nice little flush on it, but 7 o'clock news is here. So let's see if we get any PRs. Dang, where's my trade ideas? There we go. Cool. Yeah, I only played BODI. Got out here at VWAP at 640. Probably got out too, but got some entries at 720, and caught a little flush on this retest or whatever this was. I don't know. Good morning, guys. Good day. Off of work. No W-2 for the holidays. Happy Veterans Day, especially to any veterans that are on the call. But it's nice whenever off work and the market's open. So I'm gonna try to do some damage today, which means I'll probably lose money. But the Discord group is well aware of it, but my 30-day win streak ended last week. So I went 30 days, part of September, all of October, and some of this month without any losses. And then I took a loss Thursday and Friday. Very small though, both days, so I'm happy about that. But went 30 days, then I lose 2 in a row. And it was trading late after hours pops. So I do pretty well at the start of after hours, but if I try to catch the late ones, they tend to grind up. And I know that. And I still got caught in it 2 days in a row. So over trading a little bit, but still overall pretty happy with the little streak. So I see BODI, it kind of got back to 7. I was waiting to see if it get a little higher, but it doesn't look like it's going to do it. But I still haven't seen any pops that I like, new pops that look interesting. Yeah, it seemed like a lot of us got caught up in the GLTO yesterday. So sorry about that. Again, just want to be very clear. If you follow me, don't follow me blindly, because I will jump in a ticker quick. If I see it is a 7 o'clock pop and it's up excessively, I will start scaling into that thing, because most of the time they fade pretty nasty. But occasionally it's acquisition plus private placement news plus low float that they will burn you. So I just want to be very clear. I'm going to try to, if the market heats up, I'm gonna have to chill out with that. That's usually what I got to do whenever things start heating up again. I got to be more strategic about the ones I enter, but just want to be clear about GLTO. I think I took a decent loss on it on the initial pop, but I recovered it. And I entered pretty small initially, but just be aware, like I do that. I jump in if it's 7 o'clock and it's a nasty pop, I will start getting into it because as soon as I looked at it, it was already up like 100%. So I was like, yep, this fits my criteria, but it was actually pretty solid news on a low float. So just want to put that out there. If you follow me, don't follow me blindly because I do have a aggressive approach with some of these. And the way I do it, I probably need to talk about it more. Like those blind entries, they're small, very, very small. Then once I check news, float, then I add to it. But a lot of times, especially lately, you see how quick they've been flushing. So I try to make sure I get a entry in it. But speaking of GLTO, it's curling up a little bit right now. If it gets back to this 25 level, I'd be interested in it. Speaking of the devil, GLTO. But yeah, blind entries, usually pretty small. And then once I get confirmation, I'll add more size. Is that a good approach? I don't know. It works for me, but I could see if you try to mimic it, it could be rough if you don't know when to cut. Oh, MSPR. Oh, that one's been it's breaking new highs. Yeah, I'm gonna pass on this one since it's breaking new highs. MSPR. I guess I could look at this one, try to find some levels, but I'm gonna pass on it. I want like a fresh, brand new pop. Not a bad call though. There's probably a level that it'll flush at, Alex. I'm just looking for new PRs right now. But if I don't see that, I might try to find some levels on it though. Let's see, I might go ahead and look. So yeah, if it gets up to like 85, especially a dollar area, 85 it's failed multiple times. Yeah, if this one gets up there, I know that's a long ways off, but this one gets to like anywhere from like I know I draw my things a little different than most people, but anywhere from like 25 to 2640. So I'm making this more about a range. And if it gets anywhere up in here, I'll be glad to add size. BODI is curling back up. I don't know anything about this. I probably should have looked into it, but I still have some orders. I didn't even realize that. Yeah, and they just got filled. 1719. So I'm in it again. And I have some at 1729. That'll probably get filled here in a second. So I'm back in it. Okay, I'll play it all the way up to 8. If it breaks 8, which it's aggressively going towards it, I'm gonna get out. So I don't know the story with this one, and I'm trying to manage the position right now. Add some size here at 8. Then I'll do a little bit more due diligence. But as long as it doesn't break past this 8, I'm gonna play it. And what's the daily look like on this one? Yeah, I like this 8 level. I don't really want to play it past it. Pretty strong move though. Up. There we go. Flushing a little bit. Back in the money, or break even. Trimmed down because I added a decent size up at the top. So got trimmed down a little at break even. Now let's see if it flushes a little bit. And I do that, guys, just to control my size. I have a size I like. Sometimes when I add to get my average up, like at 8, I added 2x what I was already in. So that made the size a little bit bigger than I wanted to be. So then if it does flush, I just get my size back down, but now my average has moved up substantially. And if I add heavy right at the area that I'm gonna cut, it's not a big deal if it breaks, because even though I did add heavier, I'm gonna get out pretty quick. So just kind of explain how I do that. Really confused sometimes when I say I cut at break even. It's just to control my size. Or I cover at break even. If I'm doing that, it's usually to get my size down a little bit. But I'm holding these. What's usually your dollar size per trade? So that's if there's a discretionary trader out there, I'm him. You know what I mean? Like I'm deciding in the moment my size. I know that sounds crazy, but I trade small, and that's why I think that's why I catch some people's attention, because like I'm covering some of this little move down, by the way. So I usually trade anywhere from like 1 to 4K size, not share count, because that's irrelevant depending on the price of the stock, but about $1,000 to $4,000 per position. If it's an A+ setup, I'll go all the way up to about 10K, but those are rough numbers. So I decide basically in the moment how much I like the ticker. So you remember how I said I didn't really know the news on this one? So I'm not going to add heavy on this one unless I know the fundamentals, the float, the history of this stock, unless it's a daily level. So depending on, this is a retest. I like these. So I went ahead and added a decent amount of size here. So at my max size, I was in 800 shares. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm trying to cover a little bit more on this flush. There we go. Got out some. So I'm just holding a couple runners because I don't know if it's going to bounce here at VWAP. But anyways, it's all on conviction, how much I like the stock. But it's usually anywhere from 1K to 10K. If it's a A+ setup, touching a 200 daily, big float, trash fundamentals, low cash, and it's going to a resistance level it's struggled with in the past. That's why I sent the alert out. I'll show I don't send out alerts often in Discord. I don't pretend like I do. Usually about only 1 or 2 a week if it's a setup I really like. But I'll show you why I sent one out and was confident yesterday. Because whenever I can stack resistance levels for trash companies, those are usually the ones that I go a little bit heavier on. Posted a short about it. SLX, I think. SLEEX. Freaking no. I think it's this one. Yeah, so this is the alert I sent out yesterday. And you might be like, that wasn't that big of a flush. So this already pumped earlier in the day, but it went to test VWAP. Guess what was that VWAP? The 200 daily. So I had double resistance there at like 120, like 123 or something. And so I sent out alerts. I had a feeling that was a strong resistance level, and then it flushed. Yes, that was only like a 30-cent flush. I actually got out $1 and caught 20, but I went heavy because I expected it to be a decent flush. So that was an A+ setup to me. So I was about 8 to 10K size on that one. And even though I only caught 20 cents, if you're in I think it was 8,000 shares I entered, 20 cents adds up. So it just kind of depends on my conviction, but I'm discretionary as they come, to a fault, probably. My broker's trash, says bodies is shortable without locates. It won't let me short it because I need to locate it. Dang, J Money. when you finally get out of this handicap, you're gonna be scary, bro. Handicap being your broker. When you get to TradeZero and those PDT rules lift. Yeah, I'm probably gonna get out of BODI too, since it didn't close. Yeah, I'm only in 100 shares, honestly. So I'm gonna go ahead and close too, because I don't think it's gonna flush anymore. Nothing else is really moving. Okay, I'm gonna get out here. Sub 7, let's do it. And now it's gonna flush. It's usually how it works, but dang, we didn't get a, oh, what's SRDA? That looks dangerous. I'm not gonna mess with that. Might just be a buyout or something, I don't know. But yeah, I'm back in my home setting. Thanks for putting up with my travel. Been traveling a lot lately. I know my setups are not as clean and I'm a lot slower. But back at home, and I should be here for a while. The last 10 days, I've been in like LA, Chicago, Buffalo, North Florida, but I'm back in Sarasota now. Probably the last 2 weeks. Why did you stop connecting TradeZero with TradingView? Very good question. So they made an update, and I'm not BSing you. You can ask any of these people that use TradeZero. They made an update where you can only be logged into one at a time. So I trade on mobile. Most of y'all know that. And if you're logged in there, I can't be logged into TradingView. So I love you guys, and I like to share with y'all, but I'm not going to change how I trade just so y'all can have visibility. So I trade mobile. And if I'm logged into mobile, I can't be logged into TradingView. And it's linked to TradeZero. But if you're in the Discord, I'm pretty transparent with my positions. I'm always taking screenshots. A lot of y'all are probably like, why is this dude always showing screenshots? It's because like, I know that not all my stuff is shared. So that's why I always post my P&L at the end of the day and trades I'm trying to enter. But unfortunately, while I'm live, I can't do that. So, but at some point I'm going to transition to trading desktop, but that day is not today. So. But yeah, I used to do that in the beginning, but they made an update. Or I used to occasionally do it in the beginning, but they updated it where you can't be logged into more than one at a time. And back to your question, PR12 Lewis, like I try not to trade too heavy. My style is like don't try not to enter too heavy in any position. I know that's different from depending on who you talk to, but compared to like some of these other public traders, they have like 6-figure accounts and stuff. Like I keep mine at 25K just because it's required to have 25K. And then if I get over 40K, especially 50K, I'm just taking the money out. That's my risk management. Does that prevent me from scaling up? Yes, but I'm not really trying. I'm making roughly 2K a day consistently now. Last month I had a 50K month. Like I'm content with that. Very content with that right now. If trading was the only thing I did, it'd be different, but I have a W-2, I do a few other projects. So until I'm comfortable with this size. I did. I had a pretty good trade on this one. BG, I don't know if you're on, he gets credit for it though. He sent out the alert in the Discord. But yeah, caught it twice. I got out of VWAP though, so it's probably going to flush. Yeah, I should have held, but there's nothing really moving, so I thought it might push at VWAP, but all good. But yeah, this is the only ticker I've traded today. And you know how we were kind of talking on live stream yesterday, how the market felt like it was heating up a little bit? I'm still not really convinced. You know why? Because GLTO, that was a really good news. So acquisition, almost 300 million private placement, extreme low float. So of course this one's going to move. If it was a hot market, I think it would have broke, because I don't really trade market open much anymore, just because of the volatility. And historically I've done pretty decent with it, but there's a few reasons why I don't trade it now. But the fact that it couldn't break a new high and keep running throughout the day, I'm not sure the market is at that point where we can consider saying that it might be heating up again. I don't listen to other traders, so I don't know what the narrative is. Occasionally I'll listen to a Ross video or a Friendly Bear or Clover or something, but I don't know what the narrative is. But none of the plays, well, Move did, but I was surprised GLTO didn't break a new high and keep running. And never could break pre-market high. And if it can't break pre-market high by about 10:30, it usually doesn't. It usually does not. So that's usually when I come in and start playing, after 10:30. So I still think the market is a little cool. So we did get a lot of opportunities yesterday. I don't really care if the market's hot or cold or whatever. As a short seller, I'll have things to play. I'm more just I want there to be action on the PRs. I just don't like whenever there's like PRs and none of them pump. That makes my pre-market trading a little tough. I feel like I've been talking too much this morning, so I hope we see a place so I can hyper focus on it. Should have held BODI, but ended up doing decent with that one. I had some sitting orders at 720 to 740. Then I added some more up here, so caught a decent flush, but should have held a few. It was just trading's fault. He said he was out of BODI, so I jumped out. Putting the blame on you, bro. Nah, I'm always jumping out pretty quick. VCIG, nice little retest. Ordo, I know you had some concerns with this one. What was your concerns with it? I'm playing it. This is a beautiful retest. Thanks for the heads up. Oh, I know what it was. Expensive locates. I guarantee that's what it was. So I'm in it, but very small. I had my warning sign, expensive locates, and I ignored it. But if it holds over 260, I'm going to just get out. I'm not going to fight this ticker if it's going to break new highs. I'm playing the retest. If it breaks a new high and holds, then my thesis is not what it was. But I got a pretty good entry, 249. So if I have to cut, it's not the end of the world. But I'm gonna wait for the 5-minute candle to close, but I'm seeing large size on the bid. I do like these overextended candles, so I'm not confident it's gonna close over 250. I'm gonna wait 42 seconds and see, but it seems like somebody's trying to push this one. What's the float on this one? I have shorted this stock, I feel like 100 times in my shorting career. This one pops every month for a couple months. Decent float though. 6 million float is what I'm seeing. Let's see in the next 9 seconds where it closes. It probably will close above 250 now that it's all the way up here, but I might just hang on to it, trim down my size a little bit, see what this next candle does. There we go. So back in the money. I want to just see if we get a little bit of a flush here. And the reason why I held on, because this is a pretty intense candle. I like these aggressive moves up like this in one candle, because usually the next candle is a red candle. Even if it doesn't flush all the way, I'm gonna hold on just to it and see what happens. But the locates were pretty pricey, and that's usually a warning sign to stay away. But they weren't like astronomical pricey, but they were a little bit pricey. There we go. Come on. It's back above 250. If we break a new high, I'm just going to get out. I played it very small anyways. Yeah, I'm going to just get out. I'm not trying to fight this one right now. I'm out of it. Maybe it's going to run to 3, but I'm not trying to. There's some warning signs with this one that I was ignoring, so I'm just going to let it do its thing. Maybe if it gets back up here to 310, I'll be interested, but right now I'm not interested in it. Maybe 350, 4, but right now I'm good. I don't really want to scale up into this one. Still might be a play, guys, but I'm just, like I said, just don't feel like fighting it right now. It's obviously bullish. Oh, yes, a disaster of a company. Basically all red on AskEdgar, except for cash need. So they must have ran an offering recently. Oh, they're cash flow positive. Where's this company based? Oh, cash flow, Malaysia, Singapore. That's company in cash flow. They can just say whatever they want. Like, I don't know what y'all know about these like foreign international companies, but not all of them are sketchy. I'm not saying that, but a lot of the ones that come out of like Malaysia, Singapore, Taiwan, China, a lot of those you got to take their numbers with a grain of salt because they don't have to be audited by the United States. So sometimes you'll get some questionable information coming out of there. So according to them, they're cash flow positive. I don't know if I believe that. Back to a slow morning. $7:30. So I'm see if we get some more PRs. What is that sign in Edgar for VCIG reg show registered shelf offer? No, it's regulations SHO. So basically, it's on some type of like threshold security list, and it means that I don't know. There's a lot of shorts in it. There's persistent like failed deliveries, meaning there could be a lot of shorting that's failed to deliver with no available to borrow. Basically, it doesn't always mean manipulation, but it can also mean there's some like naked short selling as well. I don't know. I have to look it up. It doesn't really change things for me, but maybe it should. Maybe I should look into it more. Reg show. So it usually means single borrows. Good to know. But I've never like seen them. I've just never stayed close enough to it to like notice that they trade differently due to it. Maybe they do. ZENA. I see somebody said a comment about it. I missed it. Dang, and Trade Idea sent out an alert for it, but I didn't even hear it. Huh. I don't know why the volume's down on that, but anyways, it's pushing back up, so I'm gonna look at it, see what's the story with it. Let's see. It's a Canadian company, and 26 million float, low institutional ownership, low overall offering risk. If it gets back to 5, I'll play it, or close to 5, I'll play it, but it's still only up 15% right now, so I'm gonna let it push. Reports record 1,225% year-over-year revenue growth. I mean, if you just look at that, that sounds a lot, but what was the numbers? Were they selling like $100 worth of stuff? And now it's like, what is it comparing to? Oh no, there's like, they actually have decent revenue. Nothing crazy, but They're making money. Quarterly revenue of 4.35, 9-month revenue 7.73 million. Working capital increased to 23 million. Total assets grew to 78 million. They did record a 25 million non-cash expense, revaluing their liabilities. Operating expenses increased. I mean, it's decent news. I think how it's popping is appropriate. I'm gonna miss the flush because I don't get into things. It's like only up 12, 13, 14%, but if it pushes the 5, I'll play it. And the reason why I'm this way, guys, a lot of these still flush even at 15% pop, 20% pops. But when we get back in a hot market, you're going to get your face ripped off if you get into 15% pops. Just, that's my warning. So up, Alex. Any good moves today? Not really. BODI was probably the best one. Dang, I hate when we don't have good early pops because that's where my edge is. Where my biggest edge is between the money rotation and data. Every time I pull data on my trades, 7, 8 o'clock, when I take positions between that time frame, I do the best. So ENGN, it has like no volume, but it's pushing. Interesting. I'm about to pull it up. Oh my gosh, it's pushing. I gotta find some. I'm gonna grab some locates on it. Still hardly any shares have been traded on it. So I'm probably gonna wait until it gets a little more volume, but this thing is looking suspicious. ENGN, what is this? ENG. Okay, I got to close. I got in a couple hundred shares. I know that was sketchy to do, but your boy does sketchy things sometimes. So I'm out 613. Trade only 300 shares. Again, it was sketchy, so I didn't trade it much. I probably should have held, but got in 300 shares at 708, got out at 613. I didn't even have time to do research on it. Because again, it goes back to, again, I'll admit it's high risk, but if I see some things like that, I'll just enter a small position sometimes, just in case it fades while I do research. Huge institutional ownership, 80% institutional ownership, 36 million float, overall offering risk high. They did have some news. Looks like some biotech news. But I'm out of it now. Ended up making $300 on those 300 shares also, or over $300. Should have went heavier. Nah, I'm not gonna go heavier on things like that. I'm not sure about with low volume, but I get asked that a lot. So Justin, you did something with the lighting in the office because very few likes on this video. I know, bro. Nobody likes my videos anymore. That's funny you said that because like my last live stream only had 15, and I'm not the typical YouTuber that begs for likes. But if you get any value out of this, likes go a long ways, guys. Appreciate it. How are you so fast to enter into locate shares? Yeah, I get asked that a lot. I don't feel like I'm that fast. I feel like I'm at a huge disadvantage on mobile. But I mean, I have traded my same style this way for 3 years. I'm sure that makes a big difference, but I don't know how to answer that because I feel like I'm slow because I don't have hotkeys or anything. But maybe it's my cadence. So when I see something up, the first thing I'm doing is grabbing locates before I know anything about it. Do I waste some money on locates? Occasionally, yeah. But if you wait to get locates, sometimes you're paying 5x, 4x. So if I get them for $4, if I wait 30 seconds, sometimes they're like 10 bucks, 20 bucks, 30 bucks. So even if I don't use them, I think I'm net positive. So I immediately grab locates. That's the first thing I do. And then if it's up a percentage I like, again, I'm not recommending this. I'm just telling you how to do it. I'll just go ahead and enter a few hundred shares just in case it pulls this move right here and I catch it. The downside is sometimes they keep running, but that's why I enter small shares. That's what happened with GLTO yesterday. It kept running on me. So it's nice when it works. It's not very nice when it doesn't work, but I feel comfortable doing it from 7 to 8 o'clock. I don't do that at like 9 o'clock because they just tend to keep pushing. But yeah, I don't even think I'm that fast, but I get asked that all the time. I don't know. Yeah, I keep saying I'll record my phone. This next pop I get, I'll try to remember to press record. Maybe I can walk through how I do it, but to me, I just don't feel like I'm very fast. Oh, ENGN, is it pushing back up? I'll play it again. Because the float looked like it was a decent size on it. Yeah, I'm back in it. Let me do a little more research on it. Yeah, unless I'm seeing something. Let me double check with FinViz. ENGN. Oh, let's go, baby. Let's go. But yeah, this one's giving us all kind of time to get in it again, so you don't even have to be fast with this one. All right. I'm out. Got out at 713. 300 shares again. Played it small again. If it pushes back to 8, I'll do it again. And I'm back in it again. I located a few more shares too, so just in case it pushes closer to 8, because I'm already in the 200 or 300 now. This was trading a little sketchy, if I'm being honest. It's not trading like a typical, what is it, 30-something million float? Doesn't feel that way. So I had some orders waiting at 795. They just got filled. So I'm not going to add any more. Oh, it just broke 8. So I'm only in 500 shares. So I'm content with where I'm at right here. So I'm going to see what it does. Only 500,000 shares have been traded on this one. So I got a pretty good average. So because most of my fills was in the 790s, so I'm gonna let it play a little bit. Freak out if it gets over 8 immediately. So I'm gonna make it prove that it's going to push past 8 because I got a pretty good average. So even if it have to cover on it, it's not a big deal. Now let me look at the news. So it's pushing past 8. Yeah, it's not trading like the float's that small though. It's making strong moves. What's the institutional ownership? It is pretty high, 40. Insider ownership, 57. So 39 plus 57 is a lot. What's that? 39 plus 57, 96. So the float is locked. That's why it's moving like this. So if it breaks a new high, I'll probably cut, but I'm gonna keep adding until it breaks a new high. But the float looks like it's locked up, guys. So if it does break a new high, I probably will cut. But I'm adding here, not until it breaks, what, 860. And it's about to, yeah, it just did. So down 400 on it. I made 600 on it the first couple times. So I'm still in it. Oh, I'm only down to about 280 now. So I'm might just start trimming out. Let me pull up the daily before I just start belling. So it might be trying to get to where is this, 960? But it's pushing. I'm adding here at 9. I won't trade it all the way up to 960. Maybe even 10. I won't make it prove the market's hot. Phase 2 news has not been holding up. This thing is trading so sketchy though. Like the spread is wild on it. Let me know if Ross jumps in this. Or the flow's too high for him. But I don't know if he factors in insider ownership and all that, but I think the float's pretty locked up on this thing. I'm down a decent amount on it now, like $900. So I'm actually negative on this play now, but I'm not convinced that it's going to break 10. If it does break 10, then I'm just going to say touche. So I added a decent amount here at 10. I'm in way too big, to be honest. But I want to prove it can hold over 10, and it's about to prove it to me, I think. Dang. This thing is running. It does look like a raw stock. I think the float's too high for him. Still in it, but like I said, I'm down decent on this one. We can't freak out. Let it play out. The 5 minute might not even close. Look, it's about to close below that level I drew. Come on. And I added heavy. You're over here talking about my sizing. I added 1,000 shares at 10 bucks. That was 10K right there. Try to get my average way up. And it did. So a little flush and I'll be back in the money. There we go. So I'm about getting close to break even. My average is 944. But I went ahead and trimmed 500 for a small loss. Don't like that. There we go. Come on, flush. Let's get a flush here. But yeah, decent float on it, but it looks like between institutional insider ownership, that thing is locked up, though, from my math. And it's trading so sketchy. Like, it's trading like a low float. A little flush here. I'm going to go ahead and trim a little bit more at 960s. I'm only down like 300 now. So I don't care if I'm taking little losses because if this thing rips against me, so I'm kind of just doing damage control now. So I'm only in 800 shares now. I got out most, probably lost a couple hundred on my early scaling out, but I'm content with that because I had to get my size down. I added 1,000 shares at 10 bucks to get my average way up. So I was in like 1,800 shares at one point. There we go. Oh, yes. Trimming some more. I'm in the green now, so I'm trimming out of most of my size, to be honest. This thing's sketchy. Okay, I'm gonna hold some just in case it flushes. So I only have 500 shares now. Survived. Now it's time to make some money on it. So I'm decently in the money, but I want to see a bigger flush for the stress it gave me. Let's see if I get it. Come on. Get a little flush here. VWAP's probably going to give it trouble. I always pick the wrong ones to hold, so it probably is not going to flush. Huge insider ownership on this thing, though. Being a little hard-headed, I probably should just get out. I'm going to trim a little, I guess. Where are we at? I'm going to wait and see what this candle does. Next 1 minute and 20 seconds. I lied. I'm going to get out some here at 9:08 or 9:13-ish. I haven't hit it yet, but I'm thinking about it. Still holding. Okay, I'm going to get out 200 shares right here at 9:13. So I'm only in 300 shares now. I'm seeing some big size on the bid. Glad I did because it bounced right back up. But yeah, I'm only in 300 shares now, so even if it goes against me, it'll be manageable. Had me stressing there for a second, though. that was super sketchy. I probably should have got out too, but I'm basically out compared to 1,800 shares that I was in. And again, that's why it's hard to explain how I trade, because this isn't an A+ setup, but I did that to get my average up because I figured we would get some type of response similar to this. And it played out because I was able to get my average way up. But again, like, it's how you teach that, I'm not really sure. How do you explain that? It's kind of in the moment decision making. Because if you're looking for a systems trader or systematic trader, that is not me. Oh, please, Omar. Yeah, cut. You should cut. You shouldn't add up unless I try to add up strategically. So a level and 10. I know 10's a psychological level, but yeah, I will never recommend averaging up. That's how you blow up. Yeah. I think I know what I'm doing, so I get away with it. But the thing is, with me adding heavy there, I had a level that I was going to just cut no matter what, no questions asked, because I was heavy. But yeah, no, it definitely works without averaging up. The best way to trade is not to be very strategic with entries. And then if you're very, so let's say you waited till 10, you know, that's a psychological level. You, again, not financial advice, but I just want to be clear. Like, I do take some risks. Yes, for sure. The smart move is waiting for, like, let's say you are familiar with 10 being a level that these tickers struggle with, adding there. And then whatever your risk is, your risk tolerance, let's say you're willing to lose $1 per share. Then if it breaks that, then you get out there. Yeah, I'm not going to recommend averaging up. I do it. I think I know what I'm doing and I get away with it. But when I do have the bigger losses, it's because I've averaged up. So yeah, this strategy works best if you don't do that. I think just be more picky with your entries. Because if you get a good entry, it's very forgiving. You can let them play a little bit. So if you would have, my first entry would have been $10, I would have never stressed. Like, the most it went against me was 50 cents. That ain't a big deal, depending on, you know, your size. Hope that makes sense. Oh, they have a conference call today at 8? I missed that part of the PR. Oh, this might be a fun one to pay attention to then. Added a couple more 100 shares at 10.19, by the way. Will I regret that? Maybe. No, God dang it, I covered. Actually covered, but I added it back. It'll work itself out. It'll look weird on when I review trades later, but I covered, then I added them back. So I might be quick on mobile, according to some of y'all, but I'm still making my errors. So, but I'm back in it. 600 shares now. I added a little at, I think, 10.18. But this is the as big as I want. I'm not going to add any more, because with 8 o'clock conference call, I don't know what they're going to say. I'm hoping they're going to say they diluting shareholders, but let's see. Oh, this one might get interesting. I should trim down, because no telling what they have up their sleeves. They have a ton of offering dilution available, though. And a lot of times with these earnings calls, especially if it's positive data, they'll hype the stock up like this. And then the conference call, say good things about the ticker. We did this right. This is our future. Oh, and FYI, we're diluting y'all. and then it'll drop. But again, it doesn't always play out that way, but sometimes it does. So ENGN, let's see, they have a 300 million universal shelf plus 100 million at the money. So yeah, they got a lot of offering availability. They got $400 million in open offerings that they haven't untapped yet. Holy crap. S3 in place. They have warrants at 1150. That's good to note. Anyways, is there any other 8 o'clock plays, or were all those fake outs? Let's see. What's BAIG? Oh, that's a 2x leverage. TURB is pushing. It's not up very much. It's up 20%-ish. I really love the chart that much. What's the news on it? Oh, there you go. Now it's pushing. Now we're up. Now we're getting more in my range I like. That's why I don't like getting in early, just in case they make moves like this. So I got a small entry in the 340s while I do a little due diligence on it. There we go. You can keep dropping, bro. I gotta keep an eye on ENGN too. Okay, we're good. Join Turbo Energy and Taurus and Stellar joins forces to tap into 74.43 billion EAAS market through tokenization of hybrid renewable energy products. I don't know what this is some blockchain news. So I'm only in 600 shares at 342. I'm up a little bit on it, 180 bucks or so, but I want to see if it flushes. Crypto news hasn't been very strong lately. I'm going to try to ignore this one. I'm going to put them both up here. There we go. That's that flush I was wanting in ENGN. So I'm going to watch both these. Dang, I was hoping TURB was still flushing. It's pushing back up now. So I'll keep an eye on both these. And I'll add, let me look at the daily on TURB. I might push to 380. There's a little bit of congestion here. But crypto, again, it might prove me wrong, but I follow trends, and crypto news has not been holding. Crypto has been a little bit more bullish the last few days. But, well, I'm deep in the money with ENGN now. So I'm down a little I'm up quite a bit with ENGN. I'm still holding it though. Down a little with TURB. I entered 500 shares in 340. My next entry is 395. Again, I average up because I stay small initially. So I leave room. So if I want to average up, I can. Not recommending it for beginners, especially. Man, imagine it. What if they drop some like crazy offer news on this thing? Because it has a long road. It could fall hard. Sorry guys, I'm not looking at your comments right now because I'm in 2 plays. So I'll take a peek in a little bit. So now I'm up with both these plays now, but I'm going to try to be a little patient with TURB. It might end up hurting me in the long run, but I just think this one could flush, but it could also run. So I don't try to predict the future too much, just try to play what I have in front of me. But crypto news hasn't really been holding up, blockchain news. So it's crazy. I'm up a decent amount with ENG and this thing. I was end up down $1,500 on it at one point, which isn't, I mean, that's manageable for me, but it wasn't ideal. Dang, look at TURB, it's still pushing. Oh, it's complete. Oh, I got my fill though at 3 in the 390s, so ENGN pushed up too. Jesus Christ, they're both going against me a little bit. Look at this move. God. ENGN has fully recovered. Getting exciting, guys. TURB. Let me look at AskEdgar. I didn't really look at this. Ooh, I didn't realize the float was so small on this one. It's a 1 million float. Let me double check that with FinViz. So that might make it pump on it by itself. People love the tiny floats to pump. It looks like a decent company, actually. So I probably should have got out when I was in profit, but here we are. I still don't think my average is that bad at 340. Or no, I added I'm in the money now because I got the 390 fill. So I might trim 500 shares here since we're at VWAP. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Because my average is 369 now. So I'm gonna trim down a little bit since the float is tiny. I could see a Ross or somebody jumping on this one and sending it. Well, I'm just hanging out. Let's see what the comments are saying. Let's see. J Money, averaging up is only for extremely skillful because you get into a whole different time. Yeah, no, J Money, you preaching on that one. That's why I don't recommend it. And a lot of times, like that's why I trade a little smaller too, is because I always know if I need to throw a crazy big position to get my average up, do it at a strategic level like I did at 10. But when I do that, I also realize, bro, you gotta cut it too. So this is your last ad when you go heavy. If it goes against you, you got to get out. So that's why I enter a little smaller in the beginning, just in case I need to do it. But again, I do not recommend it. The downfall of a lot of short sellers averaging up. So I'm still in a decent amount of shares or most of my shares with TURB. Still waiting to see if it flushes a little harder. Pretty, I'm up a couple hundred on it now. If I was smart, I'd probably take profit here, but I want to see if it flushes. I just have a feeling that it's going to flush. This crypto news is just, blockchain news has not been holding up. But I don't love that it's a 1 million float. Momentum, pre-market longs, love that. And rightfully so, they move. So yeah, I'm in both these still, just waiting for bigger flushes. If y'all see something else, oh, ZENA's back up. Straight up missed that comment. It's probably already back down now. Yeah, I don't like how this is reclaimed a little bit. So there might be a play here, but since I'm already in both these, I'll ignore it. ENGN, don't do me like this, bro. Fade. I wonder what they're talking about on the conference call. Should have tuned into it. So I'm back in the money on both these. A little more break even on EGM, but I think I'm going to get a nasty flush with one of them. I don't know which one it's going to be yet. There you go. I like, so TURB, it's not much, but see how it broke a new low? There's a good chance it's going to keep going lower. There we go. So this is when the small float comes to our advantage. You know, it's now our advantage. Now that it's fading off, a lot of times now, once it starts making these new lows like this, it could drop pretty quick. But let's see. Still holding though. Trimmed a little here in the 3 teens. I know I love getting out at the 13 for whatever reason. So I got out a little at 313. Oh my gosh, ENGN, what you doing, bro? Dang. It's not what I wanted, but luckily I'm only at 600 shares. That's, I mean, still, I'm down 900 on it now though. See if it holds. No plans to add more. So TURB flush was good, but not good enough to make up what I was down, what I'm down in ENGN. But again, I still might be, I don't know, but I'm still holding the 300 shares of TURB. I'm gonna just kind of try to ignore it, see if it keeps falling. ENGN, I probably should have just ignored this one once I saw the institutional ownership was so high. But if it gets over 11, I'm just going to have to cut. So I got my finger on the trigger at 11:13. I'm not even going to wait for the 5-minute to close above 11. What did I draw this 11? Oh, the warrants is at 11:50. I can't let it play all the way to 11:50 though, I don't think. I know what I'm going to do. If it holds over 11, I'm going to trim half my shares 300. And then I want to make it prove, because 1150, they have the warrants there. And I know I'm not the only one that knows about these warrants there. So that's going to be a level that it's going to at least acknowledge. So now that I'm only, let's say it gets over 11, I trim down to 300. If it gets 1150, I'm adding my 1,000 again there. Then that'll get my average back up. And then just be very cautious that if it, if it starts moving against me, I got to get out. But I think it's going to acknowledge that 1150 level if it gets up there. So now I'm only down 400, a lot better. Sometimes in these moments, I'll like trim down, and I might do it right now. Just take a small loss on it. So I got out at 1028, 100 shares. I'm only in 500 shares now. Look at TRB. I'm glad I covered most of my position. That thing recovered. I might add right here, honestly. Yeah, I'm adding TURB. I don't think it's going to hold this VWAP. That was too quick of a move up. I might be wrong, though. But I'm adding. That's crazy. I know the ones I see, the ones I hold to fade, they just part of my strategy. Got to dial in. The ones I hold recover. The ones I close click don't. But now I still think it's going to fade here. So I added 500 shares at VWAP. I think it's going to fade. So now I'm back in 1,000 shares, or I added more than 500. I'm back in 1,000 shares. See what it does. And the reason why I get confused sometimes is I'll hit my maximum. I don't know if y'all have a maximum button, so it'll like grab all my locates that I have and enter a position, and my short as well. But yeah, let's see what happens. So I'm gonna trim a little bit more EGN. I'm only down, like I said, not even 200 bucks now, so I'm just gonna get my size down. Small loss on it. Because if I was to completely get out right now, I'd still be net positive on this play, but I still think there's a flush up its sleeve. So I'm in 400 shares now, just in case I do catch it flush. But if it goes against me now, it's not going to be the end of the world. Looks like I might have been right on the VWAP fell on TURB. Let's see. I actually got a pretty good entry on it. I was playing VWAP, but whenever I entered it, where did I get filled at? Let's see. 353, so a little above VWAP where I got filled. But let's talk about TURB. So overall, it looks like it's a decent company on AskEdgar. I don't like that. I don't like that it only has 1 million float. I do like that it's crypto news, and I do like that I still feel like we're in a slow pre-market era. So I could see, oh, ENGN is dropping. I could see TURB pushing up, but again, I'm gonna make it prove it. Both of these are holding their gains pretty well, though. And I do like the ENGN, even though it made that strong move up, it could not close, above a new high, above a previous wick. So I do like that. What I don't like about TURB is how this candle just closed above VWAP. So let's see what it does here. And I am in 1,000 shares, but that's still only a $3,500 position. So if it pushes to 4, I'll probably do my last ad there. Or we got a monthly pivot here, a little bit of congestion at this 380 level. Yeah, that'll be my last ad though. And then if it just keeps running, I'll probably cut since it's a smaller float. Back in the money on ENGN. Or, well, about break even. $8:30 is 9 minutes away, so I'll be praying for a PR to steal attention away, get some money rotation. But right now, I'm just going to chill and watch these unless something else pops up. Like, not sweating with these. Like, of course, I'd prefer them to flush, but they're not making new highs. So I'm just going to chill with them for a little bit. There we go. Nice move down for ENGN, but it recovered immediately. I'm back in the money on both of them, but I think they could flush harder. Maybe I'm being greedy, but I'm not satisfied right now. And the reason I'm I'm still hanging on to ENGN, they have just a ungodly amount of dilution available. And their stock is up. It was up like 60-70% at one point. It'd be ill-advised for them not to tap into one of those. So I'm gonna try to be patient with this one. That doesn't mean they're going to use it right now. I just want to be clear, but they could. I don't know if the call's even still going on, but they had some at the money available, I believe, so they can like casually dilute with that 100K here, 100K there, but it'll create obviously selling pressure, push the stock down. So take profit 6. I don't know if I'll hold all the way to 6, but I want to catch a little flush. And I might not get it. Again, it's not guaranteed, guys. Yeah, I usually take profit a lot quicker than this. Y'all know that. It's usually opposite conversation. I'm saying like I take profit too quick. Now I'm probably holding too long. I'm in the money now. Like I should have already trimmed some out, but I just think it might flush more. And I could be wrong. Could be very wrong. I might have to stop out above 11 here shortly. But I'm at a size I'm comfortable with. So I'm gonna let it play out. I'm 8:30 is 4 minutes away. I think we'll get a good PR. What is it, Tuesday? Oh yeah, Tuesday. Tuesday historically has the most PRs. Most of them are at 8, but 8:30 has a decent amount too. So let's see. Let's see. Yeah, it's not. It's far from an A+ setup for sure. Yeah. But that's why I feel like I'm sized appropriately now too. If it was A+ setup, I might be in 1,000+ shares right here, but I'm only in 400 on E and GM. Still, what is that? It's still like almost a 4K position, so decent size, but I feel like for the risk versus reward I'm looking for, I feel like it's appropriate. So for my thesis. But yeah, very clear, not A+ setup. Anytime the institutional ownership's that high, probably best to just avoid it. I was already in it before I realized it. It's crazy. Both of them's holding their gains. We haven't seen things hold their gains in a while, though. Or not a lot of the ones I've been playing, besides like GLTO and a few others, but like most of them's been flushing lately. 8:30, 1 minute away. Let's see if we get some PRs to steal attention. Both these plays are lame. Let's find a new. Maybe we'll find something else to pump. TURB already has 12 million shares traded on it. Not bad. ENGM, 14 million. The first flush I caught on it had 20K. That's pretty high risk, getting in on that little volume. Okay, well, I had an order waiting at 4, so I'm in 1,500 shares, but that do not like that move. That was aggressive. About to blast this thing at $4 though. About to add. Oh, the locates went up a lot. Oh, this is that 1 million. So ENGN is flushing. So I just got some locates on this one. I'm tempted to add. You know what? I'm adding 1,000 shares right here. If it goes against me, I'm just going to cut quick. But this is an excessive move up. So if it breaks new highs, I'm just going to get out, call it a loss. I made some money on it earlier, so I'm gonna be negative probably after this. But added 1,000 shares at 14.15, just because I feel like that move is a little excessive here. But if it starts breaking new highs, if it breaks over 430, I'm just gonna get out and call it a loss. Did somebody just pump this? Not the best trading morning for me. Started off pretty good, but got myself in some predicaments this morning. There we go. Back below 4. So I'm trimming a little here at 4 break even, just get my size down. So now I'm down to 2,000 shares. I was in 2,500. I got my average up to 389, adding those high up. So if we get a flush here, I might bank. But again, I'm not 100% sure that's going to happen. But I do like excessive pushes up like this, because usually before it makes its next leg up, it'll give back a little. And it's kind of doing that now, but who knows how much it's going to give back. What I hope doesn't happen is it doesn't bounce off 4 here and rip up. That's why I went ahead and took some of my size off. Now that we're at in the 390s, I'm going to take a little bit more size off here. So now I'm only in 1,500 shares. Taking small losses to manage it. Adding the 1,000 shares at 415 helped. So I got my average up quite a bit. So I'm in 1,500. ENGN looking like it might fade. Let's see. But if we get a little flush on TURB now, I'll be happy. Yeah, I don't notice I'm responding to the 50 as often, but it's worth highlighting. Maybe this is the one that the time it does. Oh, jeez. Yeah, I'm gonna stop out, guys. But I'm only down 500 on it now. Well, it didn't hold though. So I might wait, see if it holds above 430. But I'm only down like 450 on it now. It's not the end of the world, but man, I didn't want to take a loss on this one. Yeah, this morning's been rough. Jeez. Like one of my worst trading mornings in a while. Just get myself in just little predicaments. But my stock selection wasn't the best today, I'll be honest. But I'm still in it, my 1,500 shares. But let's see if I hope your 50 daily holds up. Thanks for bringing it to my attention. ENGN's trying not to break 9. I hope it does, though. So now that I'm only down 250 on it, I'm going to trim some more of my size down here. I might not get the flush, but I'm going to do damage control a little bit. Keep getting my size down. So I'm only at 1,000 shares now. So if it flushes, I still make a little money. If it goes against me, it won't rip me too hard. But yeah, I don't really like it that much now. There we go. We're back below 4. Down less than 100 bucks on it now. QNRX, still attention. I'm not even pulling it up. I'm going to see if the money rotates. And we are seeing a little bit of it with TURB. Let's see if we get some flushes here. I'm actually in the money with TURB now. Wild morning, wild morning. I'm going to trim a little more here, I guess, since I'm in the money. Yeah, here we go. Let's go. Money rotation for the win. Bailed your boy out. Yeah, I ended up green on that trade. I scaled out a little up here, so maybe closer to break even. I don't know, but survived it, which is a win this morning. Got to keep getting myself in sketchy situations. This thing flushes all the way down. Fine. Oh my God. Are you serious? Bro, I'm about to turn off the computer. Y'all know I try not to be dramatic, but what is this? I've been holding this thing for how effing long, and then it does this. And money rotation is legit. That's my edge, and that's what happened. I can hear it. I haven't even pulled it up, but I hear it running. But for it to flush all the way back there, I'm ready to. If I had a dog, I'd kick it right now, bro. No, good call, PR 12, Lewis, with that 50. But bro, what is this? God dang. Been holding for how long? Whatever. Again, but that is the flaw to my strategy. I have not figured out when to hold and when to take profit. I mean, still a profitable trader, but when I dial that in, but man, what a move. Jesus Christ. Oh, ENGN's below $9. Yeah, no, it's QNRX is definitely still in attention. That's where the edge is, guys. It's not like money rotation helps. Like that might be like that's the true edge when people start getting more interested. Then another ticker, they start selling out of these tickers. And then remember, this was a low float. So low floats can run against you hard and they can flush hard. So, but ENGN's going to be my MVP, I think, here. So it's starting to flush. I like that it broke below this level right here. And yeah, I hope QNRX keeps running. I'm not even going to try to play it. I want to be a cheerleader for it. I want it to run. So maybe people get a little money rotation for ENGN as well. I didn't even see Ross Cook turb for 45K on that run up. He's probably the reason it ran up. That was a very unnatural move. That's what I said right when that it made that move up. I was like, okay, like who's pumping this? Did Ross jump in it, or did Moon Market tweet about it, or what happened? So the only ticker I'm in is ENGN. Could have retired if I called that move. Just kidding. But now that'd have been nice one to catch. So yeah, I don't plan on playing TURB anymore. I'm just gonna keep an eye on ENGN. Yeah, I'm gonna put QNRX on this screen. Keep an eye on it. I'll look at the daily on it, but I really don't. I'll do some research on it too. But yeah, I'll show you for the end of the month call. If y'all saw my entries after 8:30 aren't as solid as my earlier entries, so I'm gonna let it push. Good. He got his sights on QNRX. Keep pushing. Oh, well, if any of y'all are in it, apologies, but I wanted to steal attention away from ENGN. I mean, what's the news on QNRX? I'll start doing some research if it keeps pushing like this. It's almost up 100%. Oh, that don't even look that great, that news. There's no clinical efficiency data yet. Trials have not even started. It's pumping like this. What's the float on it? 2.5? I mean, it's small. Shoot, and it's not now starting to flush. I might try to get a position on this one. I think this news is a little weak, guys. Oh, never mind. 100 shares is $126 to locate. Yeah, hard pass on that. The news wasn't trash. I'll try to long it right here. And again, I know I call everything trash. This is trash. I mean, the clinical testing targeted to start Q1 of 2026. Oh, is my data inaccurate? Let me see. QNRX. Yeah, I'm seeing 500K, and then AskEdgar I think is wrong. It says 2.5. I mean, that makes sense with those locate prices. Then why Ross likes it, because he can move this one. 500K shares. Yeah, no, I'm gonna stay away if Ross is in it with his size and his posse and can send it. ALUR. It's only up 20%. Only 40,000 shares have traded on it. If it pushes to 230, I might get a position. Okay, I got a position. At 229. And now it's pushing. Only entered a 500 shares, so I still have plenty of bullets in the chamber. Ooh, we got a 200 up here at 277. TradeZero is not letting me grab any more locate, so let's see. Locate. It's not even giving me an error, man. Let me sign out and sign back in. It's not saying like there's nothing available. It's just saying it's just not even doing anything. Yeah, I'm not messing with QNRX. Once I confirmed it had 500,000 float. Good. Uh-oh. TradeZero won't let me log in. Are y'all having trouble getting to TradeZero? Error. Oh, God. This happened one other time. Now I'm in the money. Oh. Okay, let's see. I might have to pull it up on desktop. I don't know how to trade the desktop one. This is not ideal. Let's see. I'm not heavy in anything, so I'm not freaking out. But it's far from ideal. 8, 4. I should say my password out loud. But anyways, let's see if I can get into. Yeah, it's just the mobile app, so I'm good. I'll just trade desktop for now. I'm not screen sharing it because I'm gonna look like a clown. I don't ever trade it. Ooh, ALUR, did it flush? Oh, yes. Okay, let me figure out how to close this. Let's see. Bro, I don't even know how to close it. Limit. Oh, this is brutal. Does that mean it worked? Oh, yeah, it does, I think. Man, this has been a wild live stream. Yeah, I think their mobile app just went down. It won't let me get in. But so I'm only in ENGN now. This is probably not a good time to advertise TradeZero, is it? It's the best, bro, I promise. That's what I did. I sent a buy order at $2 when it was at like 191. Just trading. Had me laughing on that one. Yeah, I don't know if I'll be entering any more positions though, because I'm not pretty slow with it. Oh, look, ALUR still flushing. But I did pretty good on it. I do like desktop. I can see what I made on positions. Yeah, I made 239 on that one. That's the only thing about mobile is like it doesn't break down what you made for your closed positions. But anyway, so I'm getting close to wrapping up. I'm gonna well, look at ENGN now, pushing back up. But I'm still in ENGN. I'm just gonna monitor it, to be honest. I really wish QNRX didn't flush. I was hoping it would be like maybe the main runner going into open. ENGN still could be that. I don't think it's going to be, but I don't, there's not a lot moving right now. So a rough morning for me, guys. Let's see where I'm at. So I made 400. Yeah, I'm up $416 for how much I traded today. I should be up. Wait, that can't be right. I made over six. I don't know. I can't tell on desktop. I feel like I'm missing something, but not that great of a morning regardless. So green, but man, it was kind of stressful. Yeah, honestly, I'm having a hard time figuring out what. I think it's around 800 is for on the day, but I'm a little confused with TradeZero right now. It's being a little sketchy. But regardless, could have been a lot worse. ENGM was pretty close to probably me having a red pre-market. If it would have broke above 11, I would have stopped out, and it was about 9 cents from that. So overall, kind of a crazy morning, especially with my mobile app not working. But I'll sign off here in just a few minutes. I want to just see. I'm gonna wait till 9 just to see if ENGN flushes from a PR there, and then I'm just gonna bounce. But thank y'all for tuning in. A little bit stressful, a little chaotic today, but when you're shorting small caps, that should be expected. Especially pops. We're kind of playing against momentum. All the things they teach you not to do. And poor stock selection today, guys. That's why I got myself in some sketchy situations today. I didn't do the best job of, should have avoided some of these low floats, should have avoided this high institutional ownership. So Money, yeah. I think that 400 is inaccurate. There ain't no way I'm only, because I was looking at I don't feel like doing the manual math, but I'm looking at my closed positions, and it's way over 400. I'm thinking it's closer to 800, 900, which still is not that great because I was just 10 cents away from taking probably having a red morning. So again, October, I had a 30-day win streak, or last month, or I guess it technically ended this month, last week. Then I had 2 red weeks last week and then flirted with a red day this morning. So maybe need to dial in a few things, but overall, as long as I don't, with me, like I don't mind taking, like I never strive to have 30-day win streaks. I just strive to make sure my losses are reasonable because I do average up. I do shorts, small caps that's running the opposite direction. You know what I mean? So my game is like, just got to make sure I keep the losses at bay. And at least I did that today. So, oh, QNRX is pushing up. Good. It just helps my case with ENGN. I just don't want it to be the runner on the day. But yeah, the 2 red days I took last week were late pre-market pops that I know, or late after hours pops that I know I'm not good at. Statistically, I'm from 4 to 4:30, kill them, assassinate them, like snipe them, easy money. But after 4:35, they just usually keep pumping, and those are the 2 I played last week. But I know why. I have a goal to quit my job if I make an undisclosed amount. I'm going to hang up my W-2 this year, well, before end of year. So I think subconsciously I was pushing it last week because it was a slow week, so there wasn't a lot to trade. So I forced some trades, and that's what happens when you force trades. I'm very data focused. I know when my time of day is, I have the edge, and I chose to trade outside of that, so kind of deserved it. But again, it was a $1,500 loss and a $1,000 loss. So again, I just got to keep my losses at bay, and I'm cool with that. If I have 1,500 or 1,000, I'm content with that. Dang, QNRX is not going to hold above VWAP. Geez, that was a nasty flush on it, and it's still flushing. Appreciate it, J Money. T-Mac, that's probably a smart thing. None of these plays were that great that I played. I like, again, my stock selection today was not the best. I probably should have sat on my hands too. Good, J Money. You can, takes one good month to bounce back. You'll bounce back, bro. Good morning. About to sign off though, bro. Hidden buyers got destroyed. Yeah, for sure. Well, I thought that was J Money's comment. But yeah, no, they QNRX flushing. You're preaching, J Money. I agree completely. Poor stock selection, not clear levels equals a little bit of a chaotic morning. So, and then TradeZero, it was icing on the cake. I'm still like every 30 seconds I'm clicking log in, and I'm still getting error messages. So that's wild. But anyways, on that note, it's 8:59. I'm gonna go ahead and sign off because I don't play the 9 o'clock pops. Going back to trying to follow my rules, so I don't do as well with those. So on that note, guys, I will be signing off, and I will be back tomorrow. So see you tomorrow at 7 a.m.